What's up, everybody? Jack Conte here, CEO of Patreon. Patreon just raised 90 million bucks. Woohoo! This is super exciting. I wanted to make a video, take a second, connect with the community. I feel like too often as companies scale, they lose touch with their communities, they lose touch with their roots, and I don't want to do that. I'm right here, and I'm reading the comments, I'm answering questions. I'm also doing an AMA if you want to come ask me any questions or a head of finance specifics, details in the doobly-doo down below. The other reason I wanted to make a video is because I wanted to share some information with you. We're releasing some information that we've never released before, which is how much is Patreon worth? What is the valuation of the company? We've never talked about that, which I'm going to get into the reasons for that in a little bit. But first, I wanted to talk about what this means for you as a creator. Since the inception of Patreon, creators have made over $2 billion. In a couple months, creators will be making over $1 billion a year from their patrons on Patreon. This is a big moment for creativity. There's three things that are around the bend for creators. First, internationalization. Second, improved patron experiences. And third, discovery. First, internationalization. The reason international is so important is because 3/4 of creators are outside of the US. And the second reason it's important is because it means that creators get a raise. Creators make 30 to 60% more when patrons see a currency that they're used to. I remember when we launched on Patreon, there were creators saying, this is great, but can I have it in euros? Can I have it in German? And the answer is yes. We launched euros and pounds a couple months ago. Canadian dollars, Australian dollars are on the way. We launched in German a couple days ago. You can expect French and Italian and Spanish coming down the pipe, and more languages on the way as well. More payment methods too, the ability for patrons to pay with local payment methods to make it easier for patrons. This is super exciting. Patreon tracks, collects, and remits sales tax on behalf of creators. So you don't have to lift a finger. I made a video about that, link in the description below. This is awesome. It means more patronage for creators, more value for creators, more ability for creators to grow their businesses. The second thing that you can expect from us is improved patron experiences. When we talk to creators and we say, hey creators, what do you want? They say, a better experience for my patrons. Make it easier for my patrons to do everything they want to do, specifically content, community, and merch. We're investing in better content consumption experiences and better content authoring experiences on the creator side, improving the mobile experience, helping patrons take out their phone and have a better content consumption experience, feel more connected to the community. On the community front, when patrons join a creator's Patreon, they expect to be joining something bigger than themselves. And they report that it doesn't quite feel like that yet. And we need to make the product better at helping you as a creator connect with your patrons and helping those patrons connect with each other. Third thing is merch. We've invested a lot in our merch product and it's killing it. I'm so excited about what we've done with merch. We now have 6 items. We got stickers, mugs, posters, t-shirts, tote bags, hoodies, and we deliver to over 231 regions around the globe, and creators don't have to lift a finger. Another example of improving the core patron experience is something like annual memberships. We rolled it out. So if you're a creator, you can now turn on annual memberships, which gives your patrons the ability to pay annually instead of monthly. It's a really good feature. It helps you make more money. It's something that your fans want, and you should turn it on. So if you're hearing about this for the first time, go watch our annual memberships video. I made a video about it, link to the doobly-doo down below. Let's talk about discovery. This is the third bucket of things that you can expect from us. Better search, discovery, and explore experiences. Creators say, you make me go onto YouTube, you make me go to Facebook, you make me go to Twitter, and bring my audiences to Patreon. Why don't you send me patrons? When I go onto YouTube, YouTube sends me audience. Why don't you send me audience? And what patrons say is, gosh, it's really hard to find and support the creators that I love. There's all these creators that I know I love. Patreon, you make it really hard for me to find those people. That's a problem that we can fix. Imagine things like being able to search for topics or content, being able to explore by types of creators and genres. And as a creator, just by being on Patreon, the ecosystem is sending you patrons that know you and love your work. We're building out that functionality right now. Okay, let's talk about Patreon's valuation. Patreon's been valued at $1.2 billion. We've never released Patreon's valuation before. The reason we haven't talked about Patreon's valuation is because I didn't want to make it about Patreon. I want to make it about our creators. I want to make it about the things that they're doing, the businesses that they're building, their stories, the way that they're changing creativity. And yet, here we are. We're saying Patreon's worth $1.2 billion. And why are we doing that? We're doing that for 2 reasons. First, In this round of financing, we're having to go out and send a lot of information to a lot of people, and we're pretty sure it's going to get out there anyway, and I'd rather you hear it from us and from me than reading some random article about it and not understanding what it means for you as creators. The second reason is because this is actually a very significant moment, and I do want to give it the gravity it deserves. This level of belief in Patreon is proof. It's proof that the world is changing. The world is different than it was 7 years ago. It is now possible to be an independent, financially viable creative business on the web and to be killing it.
Hey guys, welcome to the Belief in Fatherhood Patreon page.
Welcome to my Patreon page.
We've had over 1,300 content creators sign up. It is now possible to build a career.
I think that the Patreon route is really important. It allows me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past.
By signing up, you're helping us to keep doing what we love.
I remember having to pitch Patreon to people, and gosh, a lot of people didn't even think that that was possible. We now have 8 employees. I'm on the roof of our office. We have 20,000 creators using Patreon, and we have 150 creators signing up a day. And the world 7 years from now is going to be even more different. The stigma of the starving artist is going to fade away. It's the reason that Patreon exists in the first place. That is awesome. And I'm going to end